So I'm pregnant again. I wouldn't have talked about it this time at all, I think. You know, the first time I did because I wanted to make some like videos about it and of course like what I ate today's and stuff like that. This time I don't know if I'm going to do that. I guess if you guys have questions about like being a vegan and pregnant and stuff like that, leave them in the comments. And if enough of you guys want to see some sort of topic or whatever, then yeah, I'll consider doing that. But I have nothing in particular that I really want to talk about to like make a separate video about. I'll talk a little bit about kind of the difference so far between this one and the first one. I'm still in the second trimester right now. But the only reason I feel compelled, I guess, to mention it to you guys is number one, the what I ate today's, which I still do. I should give that information to you guys that I am, you know, currently pregnant, and that's helpful too. And then also the like taste tests and stuff that I do, because pregnancy usually, especially in my case, makes me even more picky than I already am. So I kind of feel like I should say if I don't like something that like, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant, so this may be, you know, affecting my like taste. And, you know, I have like hyper smell now, which makes it just everything smells bad. It's not like, oh, wow, these flowers smell even better than they did when I wasn't pregnant. It's just like, no, everything smells like shit. But anyway, this is a mostly positive video. I don't know, is it? Because no, it's probably not, because I'm just mostly going to be talking about symptoms and stuff. I guess it is mostly positive because overall, this time has been easier than the first time, which I hope I'm not jinxing it. I'm hoping that it stays that way, because literally every account that I've read has been like, the first time was so much easier. This time, oh my God, I feel like, you know, I can't get out of bed and I'm in constant pain. But for me so far, it's been a lot better. And that is 100% because I don't have the extreme food aversion that I had the first time. I've had some, and like I said, I still have that hyper like sense of smell that makes a lot of things smell terrible to me. And there are, you know, certain foods that I don't really like. It's why I haven't done the dollar store video yet that I was gonna put out like 2 months ago or something. You know, we got the stuff. That was when the symptoms and stuff were like the worst, and I was having some morning sickness and stuff. Not super bad, pretty much the same as the first time. I never threw up, although I did have just like random bouts of nausea, and this actually stopped just a couple weeks ago, I think. Like usually during the afternoon, and it would last for like 2 minutes, but holy crap, I would feel so insanely nauseous just all of a sudden, like, oh God, am I gonna throw up? And then, like I said, it'd be gone in like 2 minutes. Super weird. But yeah, that's why I haven't done the dollar store video, because we got the stuff and then I was like, I can't even look at any of this stuff. Like, I just want to eat cereal. That's the only thing I want to eat. I can't trust anything else. Cereal and Soylent, that's all I can handle right now. Anything processed, because it's trustworthy. It's I know what I'm getting, right? There's not going to be any sort of difference in texture or like, oh, lettuce. Oh no, it smells a little bit off. Nope, can't eat it. So that's why we haven't done that. I'm feeling like much better now, so hopefully I'll be able to do that pretty soon. But yeah, the food aversion has been way less, because it, as I've said before, the first time, like, it wasn't just a particular food or a few different foods, it was just food in general. And so not only was I already tired just from being pregnant, namely like during the first trimester when many women feel like the worst in terms of the fatigue, but I also just felt tired on top of that from not eating enough. I just could not eat. I lost, I think, 6 or 7 pounds in all the first trimester, just because I tried to eat, and I was having those insane like high calorie pregnancy smoothies in the morning. I had those pretty much the whole pregnancy, I think. So yeah, that just made me feel terrible. That first trimester was awful, and even into the second, it wasn't. I think it was several weeks into the second trimester that I finally started feeling better and having more of an appetite. But this time, I've had the opposite problem. As many of you already know, I talked about that video about gaining weight and how I lost a few pounds. I did do that while pregnant. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Please talk to your doctor if you are concerned about your weight or considering dieting or anything like that. Obviously, talk to your doctor first. But that was still during my first trimester. It's considered fine to lose weight, to not gain weight, even lose weight during your first trimester. So now that I'm in my second, I'm not like trying to lose weight or anything like that. But yeah, at this point, I am about 10 pounds heavier than I was during my second trimester. And I started the pregnancy about 10 pounds heavier. So I haven't gained any more. I'm really happy about that. I've actually been at this same weight for like close to a month now. I've just kind of maintained this. And I think that's probably because I've been losing a little bit of fat and then the baby's been growing. They've just kind of offset each other. But yeah, I'm eating, 2,000 to 2,200 calories every single day. And of course, whenever I'm hungry, like I eat. I try to make it pretty healthy. Some days are better than others. But yeah, that's made a huge difference. So as much as I kind of cringe that I am 10 pounds heavier, and, I was super happy with my weight gain the first time. I mean, I worried about my lack of weight gain for most of the pregnancy, but at the end of the pregnancy, when everything turned out great, it was like, oh, cool. I didn't really gain that much. Once I left the hospital, I think like 2 or 3 days after that, I was already back into like normal BMI territory. That was pretty awesome, even while I was breastfeeding. And then once I stopped breastfeeding, I lost, an extra like 3 or 4 pounds, something like that, almost immediately. So I'm a little bit worried. Because I think I reached like 155. That was my max during the first pregnancy. I'm already at like 143, so that gives me 12 pounds to gain. That doesn't seem plausible. It would not surprise me if I'm like 165, 170 by the end of this. So of course, healthy baby is the number one priority, but yeah, I'm not super happy about it. But again, I can't be too unhappy because I've felt so much better. Like I'm still fatigued. I'm still tired. Even when I'm not pregnant, I have to sleep like 9 to 9.5 hours a night. Otherwise I feel really tired and I need a nap in the middle of the day. And now it's like, I still get that same amount of sleep, but man, I could really go for like 10, 11 hours. Like I'm real tired in the morning and during the afternoon. So there's still that. But other than that, like I feel really good. I feel farther along than the first time, and I look farther along. I mean, it's crazy. I am 10 pounds heavier, so that has something to do with it. But I mean, I look like I'm 10 weeks farther along than I am, which is typical. Everything's looser the second time around. Your abs are not as strong. And so it's typical to show earlier. And I also just feel like I'm 10 weeks farther along, like in terms of just the little aches and pains, like I think it's called round ligament pain, kind of like this is my vagina, the pelvic kind of area, you've got the belly and kind of around your belly. I'll just get random like pingy kind of aches there. Or if I like stretch or something, it's like, oh shit. But again, like I don't remember getting that until I think way farther along, and I'm already having that. I don't have heartburn yet. I've had it a couple times, but not like consistently like I did last time. So that's cool, but that should start. I mean, I'm expecting that to start like any moment and then to get on Tums and then probably Zantac again. I had to get on that last time. I would take it before I go to bed because otherwise I'd wake up in the middle of the night with just like pure fire down my throat. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. So yeah, I'm not doing the pregnancy smoothies this time, obviously, because I've not struggled to get in calories at all. I'm eating more vegetables than last time. Like I can eat broccoli. Like it's not my favorite thing, but it doesn't, make me gag or anything. I was even eating salad for a while, but now it's gotten too chilly. It's like, oh, I just can't. And when it's chilly, no, I can't eat a salad. I was having smoothies that were really yummy and with like lots of protein in the morning. But again, it's just too cold. I hate it. So I'm back to having oatmeal, it's just fine. And that's been the tough thing. Like I feel so much better when I eat like junk food, especially the later in the day that it gets. I feel great after a bowl of just like carby cereal and soy milk. I feel amazing because it's not that much food. Like I feel relatively full, but then, my partner will make me like a really tasty, like healthy burrito with black beans and rice and guacamole and salsa. Oh, some of the Beyond Meat, the crumbles, the feisty crumbles. It's so good. And I'll put hot sauce in it because also, I really like spicy stuff all of a sudden. So that's really, really freaking weird. I think normally during pregnancy, women have an aversion to spicy things. Is that right or wrong? I'm not sure. But that seems really weird to me. But man, I've been just piling on the hot sauce on those burritos. My point is the burrito is like not that much calories. It's like, because I use like these low carb wraps that I really like that are only like 100 calories. I think the full thing's like 250 calories, but it's so much food, right? Because there's so much like fiber rich plant stuff going on in it. And it just fills me up so much. And I'm pouring on the hot sauce, so I need lots of water. So I'm drinking like 2 glasses of water with it. And I just feel like garbage afterwards because I'm so full. Again, already, I feel like I have no room for food. And I don't remember that from the last time at all. Maybe that's because I was already eating so little at a time just because I wasn't hungry. I don't know, but I feel like I can't eat much at all. But then I'm still hungry. Like I had one of those burritos last night with the hot sauce and tons of water. I felt like garbage. My stomach hurts so bad because it was just so much, food, so much volume. But I was still hungry. I was like, well, I still want a goddamn bowl of cereal. Like, what is the point of this? Obviously, the point is to eat more healthy and get nutrients and stuff. But man, it really sucks. And I know it's like, well, just eat more meals. I'm already eating like 6 to 8 times a day. Like, I can't eat 20 times a day. I'm sorry, I'm not yelling at you, but it's just, I don't know. It's like, I think I complained about this the first time. I would see like simultaneously, oh, you're struggling to get enough calories. Eat more vegetables. Like, what the fuck? What? Like, no, that's no calories and it's just going to fill me up. And then I'm just going to get what? I don't know. Some of the advice is funny to me. As far as mentally how I'm doing, I'm feeling pretty good. Again, a lot better than the first time because the first time, number one, I was worried about the baby's growth because of my like lack of eating for a long time. I was concerned about just all the things that could possibly go wrong. First time being pregnant, like you're just, I don't know, I was just worried about everything. I was so anxious. Whereas this time I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've done this before. I don't know. It's much more enjoyable for me, honestly. I feel like I can somewhat enjoy the experience of being pregnant, whereas I did not at all the first time. I have like a couple moments, like the 2 ultrasounds that I had done, and then feeling the baby kick for the first time. Like that was exciting, but that's pretty much it. Whereas this time I feel like I'm actually kind of enjoying it. So that's a nice change. I should mention, because obviously I've talked about being on antidepressants. I'm not on that currently. That was a big concern. I did wean before, we were going to start trying. And so I took essentially 2 months to wean off of it. I cut my dosage in half for a month, and then I went down to nothing for a month, right? So I didn't take it at all for a month. And that wasn't so bad. I did have some symptoms getting off of it completely. I didn't have any going, cutting the dosage in half, but once I got off of it, yeah, that wasn't super fun. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not quite dizziness. It was like, I felt like my brain was like flipping inside of my head. It's real weird. I think that lasted for like a week or 2. So I weaned off of that and then had to get off birth control as well. And the same as the first time, got pregnant immediately, which was awesome. That's another thing I was worried about because I think I've said before, I take birth control predominantly because my periods are so terrible and irregular and really painful if I don't. And so I really didn't want to miss like a lot of cycles because I didn't want to have terrible periods again. So it was really awesome that, I didn't have any like at all. We're breeders in my family. What can I say? I guess that's it really. Again, I have no intention to really talk about this much more on the channel other than the What I Ate Today is obviously will say like pregnant. And again, if there are topics that you guys really want me to talk about, I've already talked about like breastfeeding. I know some people wanted me to talk about like attachment parenting and stuff. I mean, there's not really much to say. Like we know that parenting matters very little in terms of all the extra stuff. Like as long as you are like feeding your children and clothing them and just being there for them and loving them, like everything else doesn't really matter that much. Books are pretty important, but like other than that, it doesn't really matter according to the evidence. So this idea that like attachment parenting is better, or no, making your children be independent by using like Ferber and making them sleep by themselves is better. It's like, it doesn't seem, it's whatever you want to do. Like, it's really whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever works best for you and your lifestyle. I think people think I'm going to say, because I've talked about doing Ferber before with my kid, which was really successful. We did a kind of combination of Ferber and the Baby Whisperer, where we did the dream feeding. I don't want to get into that. You can look it up if you want. But it allowed us to get our baby to sleep through the night at like 2 months. Freaking awesome. It was great. It really, really helped me with my sanity and feeling better. And it helped with our kid too. And once we got their naps fixed as well, because for a while, like, they would not nap long at all. And then we ended up putting them in like a totally dark room. And oh my God, they would nap like 2 to 3 hours a day. And that was amazing. And then they were like a totally different kid, just like so happy. I think people expect me to be like, yeah, Ferber is the only way. Attachment parenting is terrible. But it's like, there's no evidence for that. There just isn't. I think it's really more to do with the parents than it is the kids. It's more what you feel comfortable with. And no doubt there are some moms who just cannot do Ferber. Just mentally, they cannot handle the idea of letting their kid cry, even for like 20 seconds. They just can't do it. And some people say, well, that's really bad. You're conditioning the kid to be super attached to you and like weird. Again, there's no real evidence for that. I mean, obviously, if you have a 10-year-old and a mom's behaving like that, that's probably a problem. But with an infant, no. So yeah, anyway, I don't know why this video got to that point, but oh yeah, I do. Talking about topics that you guys want me to discuss. Again, leave whatever in the comments. Everything's exciting. Everything's great. Obviously, that's not entirely true. I talked about with my postpartum depression video, which again is something I should have finished talking about with the antidepressants. That is something I am concerned about, not being on antidepressants, because I won't be on them, for this pregnancy unless I start feeling really bad. Then I will get back on them. But assuming I don't, then when the baby's born, I'm not going to be on them. And it's not like you can get right back on them and you start feeling well, right? Like, it takes like 4 to 8 weeks. I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to not stay on them, because there are some risks, or there at least is correlation with SSRIs and certain health complications with the baby. So it's still a very, very low risk, which is why, again, if I do start feeling really poorly, then obviously I will get back on my medication. But yeah, again, I'm not a doctor, so talk to your doctor about that stuff. They should be able to steer you in the right direction. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments and stuff. Subscribe, that's cool. And support the channel, patreon.com/unnaturalvegan if you want. And I will have a new video very soon. I am working on a response to the carnivore diet stuff. That is one of the things that you guys really wanted me to talk about. Again, thank you so much to everyone who contributed to that little thread in the community, YouTube community, whatever the hell it is. That was really helpful. I've gotten a lot of topic ideas that I hadn't thought about, or just things that I had forgotten about, like Magic Pill. The Magic Pill, is that what it's called? I still need to watch that. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I'm expecting it to basically be the counterpart to like What the Health, right? But who knows, it might actually be good. I don't know for sure. Essential oils, a lot of you guys want me to talk about, so I will have a video on that as well. Of course, I did the Four Sigmatic one because you guys wanted it. That was a fun one to do. Honestly, I found I was really motivated to do that one because, I don't know, it just wasn't something I knew anything about. Like, I had never looked into like medicinal mushrooms or anything like that, or Four Sigmatic. So it was really fun because it was just me, going in blind. Of course, I had assumptions, right? Anyone reading that sort of copy, like on their website, it's like, okay, I doubt there's extensive research for this, but there could be, you know what I mean? So that made it really fun. I was a lot more motivated to do the video than, I don't know, a lot of vegan topics, if I'm being honest, because I don't know, I've been a vegan a long time. I don't get super excited to talk about a lot of stuff. I get super excited to taste delicious vegan food, of course, but other than that, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get really motivated. But yeah, that was a fun one to do. Again, the essential oils one, again, something I know like nothing about. I mean, I know aromatherapy, I think, has like some evidence behind it, in terms of smelling certain smells and like feeling relaxed, but I'm sure the claims are way more than that. So again, I'm pretty excited about that one as well because I don't really know a whole lot about it. So it's a learning thing for me as well, and that's always fun.